You can't hate yourself into loving yourself. Okay, stop blaming yourself for every little thing that goes wrong inside of your life. Because the truth is, it's not your fault. None of it is. You know, let's say you go outside today, you get hit by a car. That's unfortunate. It's not your fault. But let me tell you one thing. I might sound like an idiot right now, but listen, let me tell you. It is your responsibility. Jesus. Yeah. Every single thing inside of your experience is your responsibility. Whether you get a disease, whether you go out there and get hit by a car, whether the love of your life leaves you, whether you get fired from your dream job, or you're stressing over all these things. The truth is, in this life, everybody, if you continue to tell yourself that you're a loser, that you don't matter, that you can't do anything right, that you can never get it done, then you probably never will. That is just the unfortunate truth of life. You know, the more that you keep on hating on yourself, the more that you put yourself down whenever possible, constantly put yourself down inside of scenarios, don't think you're going to hate yourself into loving yourself, okay? Because it's not going to happen no matter how hard you try. I've tried every method. I've tried sitting in my room thinking for hours, trying to come up with another way. Try to figure out how to be happy. How to actually enjoy and live my life. Just to find out that there is no way. Only my way. You know, that I was never going to go... nobody on this planet is going to go out there in this thing that we call life and do it the right way. Because you want to know the reality, everybody? Everybody tries to pretend like they have the answers. Everybody tries to pretend like they know what they're doing. But in reality, it's fake. Nobody knows where we are, why we got here, or why anything happens in the first place. So why would you live in a reality where you hate yourself? Why would you live in a reality where you don't like what you see in that mirror? Because guess what, everybody? This is who you are. This is your experience. This is your life. You were born, an original person. So please, do not go out there into this world and, I don't know, be a copy of somebody else. You know, stop compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who somebody else is today. Okay, because the internet, especially if you grew up on the internet like myself, it makes it very, very hard to love yourself. You know, because I'm always wishing, I wish I had bigger muscles. You know, I wish my teeth were better. I wish my hair looked better. I wish you could wish, okay? You could wish your life away. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but don't should your life away, okay? Be grateful for what you have. Okay, get rid of your expectation inside of this life and replace it with appreciation for absolutely everything. Okay, don't go into scenarios expecting an exact thing to happen, because the reality is it's probably not going to happen that way. Okay, hold on to your dreams lightly. Define yourself as loosely and as complex as possible, because you're not a human doing. You are a human being, and you can go out there and be anything you want to be. Okay? So don't bring yourself down whenever possible. Hate on yourself, because the truth is you are your biggest critic. Let me ask you a question. If somebody talked to you the same way that you talk to yourself inside of your head, what would you do to that person? You'd probably have to rip off your clothes. I mean, not rip off your clothes. You'd probably have to fight that person. If somebody talked to you the same way that you talk to you, you would probably have to fight them, wouldn't you? Or I don't know what you would do, but you wouldn't take it. I know that for sure. You are your biggest enemy. You are your biggest critic. You know, that spotlight that you think exists around you. You know, that 24-hour spotlight where your life is in 1000x zoom. You know, life in close up is a tragedy. But as soon as you zoom out in life, it's a comedy show. It's humorous. You know, because at the end of the day, that insignificant problem, it really doesn't mean that much, does it? Not to you, not to the world, not to the people around you. No, there's a reason why people tell you to love yourself, to take care of yourself. Because the truth is, if everybody loved themselves and everybody took care of themselves, there would rarely be problems. Because here's the thing. Here's my issue. I rely on people far too much. I'm a people pleaser. Okay, if I can't make every single person around me like me, then I'm sad forever. But that's just it. That is impossible. Having every single person like you and be comfortable around you, it's just not possible. No matter how kind you are, no matter how honest, no matter how enlightening or shiny, no matter what you do, you could be the sweetest peach on the tree. I think I've already said this, and people still will not like you. Also, you probably think I'm like drunk because I'm like stumbling everywhere, like my face is like a little bit messed up, but like I promise I'm just outside. I just had some Domino's pizza. That's about it, dude. I don't know. And I just want to talk about hating myself because I'm going to be honest. I don't really I like myself. Yeah. But like for the most part, I don't like myself. Why would you allow the opinions of people to hurt you when most people don't even like themselves? Think about that. Why would you want to live in a reality where you hate yourself? Where you don't like anything you do? It sucks. It actually sucks hating yourself. Because every single thing that you do, it just feels like you're doing it wrong. Because you're not doing you right. You're never choosing yourself. You're always doing it for other people. Do it for you for a change. Stop hating yourself. You are the only person you got. You come into this world alone and you die alone. That's kind of the end of the story. All the in-between stuff, the thing that we call life, it's all up to you. And at the end of your story, at the end of your book, it doesn't matter if she thought you loved yourself. It doesn't matter if he thought you loved yourself. Did you love yourself? Did you enjoy your experience? Did you enjoy your life? Do you feel you lived a life that was worth living? That's the real question. Because every single person is eventually going to die at some point. But not every single person is going to live their lives. But it's up to you. It takes a person a very, very, very long time to realize how miserable they really are. It takes that person even longer to realize that it doesn't have to be that way forever. It's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with what you see. Especially when you've seen all these other things. All these other standards. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like someone you love. Because I'll say it again, you are all you got. As long as you have yourself, you have someone. You are all you got. You need to stop hating yourself. You need to stop moving forward thinking you can't. Because you most definitely can. You are most definitely capable of things that you don't even realize. But then soon everything will kind of just become a blur. You start doing things because you have to, not because you want to. The healing process is weird. Very, very weird. But know that after you're done healing, you won't just let somebody in because you feel like you need to. You'll let somebody in because you want to next time. So stop carrying around that heavy heart. You don't need to put it down. You don't need to put it down because you're weak or because it didn't matter. It's because you do. You matter. Your life matters. And if you can't make something of it, if you can't put your head down and work, and Is that really the whole point of it all? Just work until you die and just work out something? I don't know. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself while doing it. Because if you could just do one thing and something, enjoy your existence. Enjoy your life. Love what you have and love what's in front of you. Live, laugh, love. Enjoy. Because one day you might not have it anymore. One day maybe everything will come to a close. Maybe those distractions inside of your life will finally get to you. Because you realize something in life. What you are running from has already caught you. It already has you hooked. You can't go from hating yourself to loving yourself. You need to gain some kind of traction. You need to maybe like yourself first. Get a little crush on yourself first. I don't know. Gradually move yourself up. Be unapologetically yourself. Because why not? Because why not? You guys can hear my family laughing down there too. See, dude, that's just life, man. That is just life. It doesn't matter what you're doing, no matter what you're trying to say, what feelings you feel. Life is still going to move on, regardless of what you do. So why not have a little fun? Why not enjoy yourself while you still can? Because I don't think we were put here to be remembered at all. I think we were simply here to feel it while we still can. Thank you for watching the entire video. Be more calm with yourself. Slow down for a minute. Smell the flowers. Touch the grass. Be. Like I said, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. And one day you'll realize that you were never a WWE superstar. You were never a storyteller. You were never a college graduate. You were just a human being. Just like the rest of us. So stay positive. Enjoy your day. And most importantly, start loving yourself a little bit more, because you claim to have so much love to give. Why not give a little to yourself? Stay positive. Enjoy yourself.